Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome back to SimCity 4. Last time we tried our best to solve some small issues with very severe traffic problems. Not sure we did that well, to be honest. And today we're going to try and go one better, which is we're going to try and have ourselves a skyscraper build. I don't know what the criteria are. I'm vaguely familiar with what it used to be at least, but I don't actually know for certain. So, let's go and see what we can do here. If we can just... is any of this good? You know, I'll just put some plazas there. That'll be absolutely fine. Yes! 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 Now this is a good sign. The flipping grubbers of money, we are a central stock exchange. That means we have enough office workers in this town. We have enough office workers in this town that we can actually attract some real attention from some real big buildings. This is perfect. This is the exact thing we need. Now, where do I put the stock exchange? I want it somewhere prestigious. I want it somewhere really prestigious. But you know what? We could probably put it down... Where are we ultimately going to have our big area? I kind of feel like I want to have it down here. Can I just kind of demolish a church or something to make room for it? Because I will. You know what? On grounds of having misplaced 2 coffins, I'm afraid this here cemetery is being bulldozed to make way for a stock exchange. I'm sure the families will not object to this in the slightest. I mean, we can actually just build that again later somewhere else. It's fine. Oh, I hadn't even rebuilt the radio station last time. Sorry, you may recall I had a crash last time. So the radio station can go there. That's always fun. Now, how big is the stock exchange? How big is City Hall? Because we could have City Hall as well. That'd be fun. 1 stock exchange has been built. Oh, yes. That is just... And everyone has come to cheer the stock exchange. Meters of ticker tape over 1.5 kilometers. Beautiful. My goodness, they actually have some media moguls. That's perfect. Now, if that's free as well... Why the hell would we ever not do such a thing? I'll tell you what, let's see if we can just kind of sneak a road down the side here. Yeah, just sneak a road down the side of this. And join up this road here. There we go. Now, can we sneak in something in here? See, that television studio, it says, can boost business. If it can boost business, then I want it, though I ideally would like it to be, you know, on a spot where it's on a road or something. You know what? We're going to have to create a new little area of central government somewhere. Where are we going to have that? Oh, we could have a nice little beach. I mean, look at this area. This area's kind of got a little bit on the distressed side. So we could actually create a nice little kind of like, enclave of, like, elite buildings in this area. My personal little kind of beachfront area. That's nice. I like the sound of that a lot. We're going to have the City Hall built. Then next to the magnificent City Hall, a giant statue of me. And the television studio right next to the giant statue of me so that all news reports can be done in front of that giant statue of me. That is perfect. And the city is courting new grounds, a big new courthouse. I'll need to see what that does first. I feel like I've triggered a series of events here where because I've built one building, I'm allowed to build the next. Because my city's quite large. 84,000 is not insignificant. It's alright. Courthouse, 21,000. Monthly cost 300. I feel like I've got yeah, I'm kind of towards the breaking even at the moment. I might just have to pass on that. Plus it costs 21,000 up front. But you know what? A court of justice. You know, right by City Hall. That's kind of nice. Yeah, sure, why not? And then, outside of all of these buildings, let's have, like, a massive park. A huge park outside all of these areas. That's lovely. Yeah, these 2 massive parks right next to the TV studios. Together with some tennis courts so the lawyers can play tennis in their lunch breaks. Medium plaza for people to hang out behind my statue. Now, I may have just blown a large part of the town budget, and indeed we are now actually running a deficit. But regardless, I would say that that was definitely worth doing. City budget takes a big hit. Oh, she's always nagging when I spend all the money and I'm running a deficit. Meh, meh, meh. Look, it's fine. We'll just do that thing we always do where we just bloody put up taxes. In all fairness, we are taxing a lot of things at like 0.5% right now. I feel like we could potentially get away with worse. There we are. I've fixed the budget very, very persuasively by just slightly increasing taxes. They're still very reasonable. The taxes in this city are still very, very reasonable. Now that we've done that, and we've got the stock exchange, we might actually be able to see, we're actually in a position that now, theoretically, we might get some larger buildings starting to rise. But for the buildings to start to rise, we need to see, oh, that's a decent sized building right there. I mean, it's a start. It's a start. I mean, I think we can do better. We can do better because bloody Reflect Systems Incorporated is apparently just trying to quietly take over the city while no one's paying attention. It's not a skyscraper, but it's not a bad starting point either. I think in many ways we might actually have to set up a dedicated resource. In fact, let's actually just check in on something. Let's check on one thing, which is traffic. Has traffic improved since I think traffic has improved since I did the ring road. I think that significantly helped clear out some of the trouble in the centre of town here. I mean, I know, fine, we've still got snarl-ups, but I think it's much better than it was, which is good. I mean, we do actually at least have some volume using. I mean, it's not great volume, but there is some volume using the ring road. It's not bad. People are mysteriously stupidly taking the ridiculous route they shouldn't be taking, but never mind. Now, let's talk about zoning, because we need to know what zone things are in order to know where we're most likely to be able to get some skyscrapers. Because we need to get some we need to get some really good quality. Oh, hello. Did the monthly expenses just jump? Well, the actual income just went down. Why is that then? I think we should be absolutely fine. One annoyance we do have is the demand for the office space has indeed dropped. Probably because we started having the sheer audacity to actually tax the bastards. Alright, we may have to fix that. I'm going to reduce the tax rate on high wealth commercial office space to 0%. 0% tax. What I need here is the smartest people in the city, which appears to be... yeah, down here is an excellent little enclave of very, very smart people. And how desirable is this area right here? Because this area right here could be a spot where we could cultivate some skyscrapers, unless, of course, we need to check the land value is pretty low, unfortunately, because of all the flipping air pollution, which is very, very annoying. I think these spots here, albeit with one slightly weird road that for some reason is not a proper road, could be just the right spot to invest in higher density. Higher density, higher density, higher density, high density. We're going to put all the high density stuff here. This is where highly educated people are. It's the centre of the city. There are residential properties very, very close by. This here could be the right spot to hope that a couple of skyscrapers might be able to pop up. Not least as I'm pretty sure all of this here will be if I come out of that. Yeah, look at that. I've just built... there's a ton of plazas here already. So if we just put some nice kind of, yeah, ability to build really high up buildings around here, together with the fact that we're making a nice little profit right now. We're making a nice little profit. Oh, what's that? That's something, but it's all right, but it's not spectacular. It's a market hall. What I really need to know is where is the most desirable bit of this city? Desirability. Desirability specifically for these guys. Actually, you know, it says like all of this is pretty darn desirable. This is all absolutely fine. And the customer service, yeah. So it's the office space ones that are particularly interesting. I might need to try and create a custom space for these guys. So they claim that this area is not as desirable. I think they like being right in the centre. It's Happy New Year, apparently. Oh, the air pollution. The air pollution, I'm guessing, unfortunately, that the woman who doesn't like, the environmentalist woman is not happy with me. I've just been kind of ignoring her this entire game. Actually, that's a really interesting point. What if I created a custom spot for them right here? Right behind various bits and pieces. Like, if I just created, like, some custom spots, potentially, I mean, I'm not sure you can even fit one in there. I'm not sure you could even fit something in there. But just in case you can, I'm going to create a custom spot for business right outside the bloody stock exchange. But I very much doubt you could even fit space in there. But just in case, plazas, 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 that's already occupied. Plazas. Also, is anyone ever going to use my subway system? No. Nobody is using the subway system. I think what was actually just set up there was a flea market. Beautiful. Bit more space down here, right by the freeway. They must like being right by the freeway. I don't care about our road and rail links, and I don't care about the airport either. No one ever wants an airport. No one ever uses it. No matter where I put it, it just doesn't happen. I think part of the problem is there's just so much demand for just like normal consumer services that there's not actually enough space for anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a ridiculously huge little retail park here. Just like zone is zone is not too big, zone is fine. So this massive new area on the side of town, as soon as it springs into life, which it should do extremely quickly. It's one of those things where, yeah, there's there should be a huge amount of demand for it. Just kind of, you know, just day-to-day standard shops should just kind of spring into life and generate huge amounts of there we are, you see, there was a lot of demand for that. And that has actually caused a huge amount of demand for normal, low-income housing. I think this around here could be an excellent spot for some low-income housing. This could be a brilliant spot for some low-income housing. Just like, I know no one really wants to... Oh, no, not fire. There we are. Send more people. We've got multiple trucks. Just get on with it. And I know some people argue that no one would want to live in this appalling area right next to both the garbage dump and the army base and so forth. But someone's going to want to. Someone will want to, I promise you. See, I hadn't even flipping built water to that area and people still bloody charged in. Everyone is desperate to live in New Jonton. It is the hip new place to live. In fact, it's already being massively renovated into huge numbers of tenements. Like 38 people, like so many people desperately want to live next to the industrial zone or the garbage, or possibly they just can't. Oh, I think possibly the army base may have burnt to the ground because the fire brigade couldn't get through the gates to put the fire out. That's interesting. Oh well. That makes this whole area much more desirable. And just some scruffy little kind of shops nearby will probably be excellent jobs for these people to work out. Ah, new digs. Excellent. No reason not to build another church. Excellent for making this whole area much more desirable. I think I might have accidentally created a slum down here. And by accidentally, I mean it was convenient to do so. Ah, yes, I never did rebuild that cemetery, did I? Well, down here, I bet there's quite a few industrial accidents. Boom. Convenient. And one very important final act I had forgotten about earlier. I need to restore my flipping mayor's statue somewhere. Oh, it can go next to my smaller statue so you can see the advancement. Yeah, look at that. Now people will say, we once only loved him this much. Now we love him this much. Hooray! Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. We just passed into 100,000 residents in this city. To be honest, I haven't really seen much in the way of a skyscraper yet. We've had some very, very big buildings. The Long Tilt Tower here holds 3,000 occupants, which is very, very impressive, I do say so myself. However, despite our best efforts, I just don't see much in the way of a skyscraper emerging. We've got plenty of large buildings, and in fact, most of the large ones look more than a little bit scruffy, to be honest. I think they've kind of gone a little bit downhill. Possibly I allowed traffic to get on top of me. I really should have planned ahead and actually built avenues through the city when I was building new areas. Roads are never sufficient. Like, I'd completely forgotten that. We have also basically filled out the map in its entirety from the nice posh south. This was where we started. This is where it all started a few days ago. This was like the very kind of the beachfront here. These buildings. This was flipping where there were a couple of scrappy houses. And now it's flipping boutiques, and it's actually like the bit of the city that's probably doing the best of all of the city. Now it's gorgeous. The centre, the academic centre of everything. Oh, why is that so high? I need to reduce that. And yeah, no, paying professor to do nothing. Bloody over here. Large medical centre is probably on strike, quite frankly. Over to Hellstadt Island over here, where we've now flipping got. Oh, blimey, hell. We've got 3 power plants entirely staffed and run by Daniel's Den Apartments. Lower income tenement housing for people whose only role in life is just basically to work these 3 factories and look out over the water at a beach that they will never ever get to go to because I never bothered to build a ferry or anything. Over to our huge industrial estate where, yes, despite my my original intentions, it's still here and it's still contributing very nicely to the city coffers. So I just never really got rid of it. To our massive garbage dump, our prison, and the slight tenement-y slums I may have sort of accidentally created by accident because we needed to, you know, put some extra housing somewhere, I guess. I mean, what I strongly suspect is, like, I need to let time do its work. Like, things like education and health take time to work their way through the population. So if education were to get, like, high enough, that increases, like, the propensity for, like, the big buildings, the big businesses to come and hang out in your city. But you know what? We've got some, like, mini little things here. And actually, I think I've got one final little trick up my sleeve for getting ourselves a nice big skyscraper. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, our beautiful, beautiful skyscraper, the John Hancock Centre. Named after me, but they kind of spelt it a little bit wrong and added Hancock onto the end for some unexplained reason. There was some confusion when we were ordering it. Now, Chicago will hopefully not notice that we've kind of stolen this, so just don't tell Chicago and everything will be fine. Some people would say that stealing a building from Chicago is in some ways cheating, my kind of ultimate goal for this series, but I say if sensible planning and prudent infrastructure investment fails you, simply borrow a huge amount of money from the bank and use that to steal buildings from other better planned cities. That strikes me as very sensible indeed. So yes, there we are, our massive skyscraper. Job done as far as I'm concerned. What are you? You're just another bloody long tilt tower. Don't do that. There's one over there where apparently nobody's bloody employed because of the commute time. So yes, if we can take one thing out of this series, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps it should be invest more sensibly in your road network before it all goes to hell like it has done for me. But at the bare minimum, New Jonton with the Mayor of John looks very, very nice on this map, I think. And obviously, like, the most difficult thing you can do in this game is actually build your first city. Because in your first city, you've got no other cities to kind of help you. Like, if I were now to, say, build this one, and then kind of have roads from New Jonton would be providing a huge amount of, like, benefit to these new cities. So, like, they would grow much, much quicker. And indeed, like, I think actually, really, honestly, if you actually want to, like, have skyscrapers, you'd build this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then subsequently, you'd go into the middle here. If you've got roads and rail link from all these four, then this one in the middle grows much, much, much faster and more efficiently. So, yeah, you know what, okay, fine. We slightly failed on our objective, but I think you can clearly see from space, or, you know, relatively high up, there is a skyscraper there, albeit one we kind of just bought with money rather than allowing to grow. But never mind. That's been SimCity 4, ladies and gentlemen. I've enjoyed playing this again. I've enjoyed it. Rush Hour was quite good. I mean, like, the main thing I forgot was I forgot about how terrible, because commute times and traffic snarl-ups are what causes, like, cities to fail, because cities will just get abandoned and run down if the commute time becomes so severe that people just abandon buildings. Yeah, it's probably like the biggest most difficult thing. So really, when I was setting up those new areas, I should have had big avenues running through the centre of them, so that people could kind of feed into the avenues and the highways relatively much more easily. And I should have learned how to use the highways properly, because I've never really got the hang of using highways. I'm fine with the avenues, but the highways take a little bit of, you know, the highways can take a little bit of getting used to. I probably also should have doubled down and always put bus stops in, because even though they weren't that used at the beginning, by the end, all the bus stops I had were over capacity, so I could have done with extra bus stops to try and just take a little bit of traffic off the road. But there you are, SimCity 4. What a classic, what a gem. I'm so pleased I've had a chance to play this again. This has been absolutely magnificently good fun. This is still on Steam. Like, honestly, like, I think it was like £9.99, so I'm guessing that's about $15 US if you look at it, the US and Steam. Honestly, that's a little bit excessive for a game that's as old as this, but if you don't mind paying, you know, a reasonable amount for an older game, oh, there's so much entertainment to be got out of this. This, to my mind, is one of the best city builders ever made, and I honestly don't see how you'd improve it much, to be honest. It's beautiful, it's glorious, it still is nice to look at and nice to play. What a classic game. Ladies and gentlemen, SimCity 4. What an utter, utter classic. Maybe I'll do something else of this nature. I don't know. If there are other ones, kind of give me a recommendation. I've heard decent things about what's it called? Cities Skylines. Like, if you think, like, if I enjoy SimCity 4, I'd enjoy Cities Skylines. Let me know in the comments below, and I might well give it a look. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the glorious rise and then slight failure of New Jonton in SimCity 4. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Killed a dolphin? Who in the name of God kills a dolphin? That man's part of the Renaissance Wig Social Club. Steal his stuff immediately. Out of the way of the ice cream truck of justice. Wait for this car to go over them and... Yes! Blimey heck! Oh, that's a train!